person that people are making him out to be. I know that one portion of his life he was, but if you look into what everyone has said, there was this change in Kohberger. He started like boxing, he became aggressive, he went from getting bullied to becoming a bully. So I think that this situation, like I said, I'm not trying to defend Kohberger in any way, but I think this situation is a little more complex than just writing it off like, oh, Kohberger's an incel who never had luck with women, so he killed these people. I think this situation, I know things like that happen all the time. Don't get me wrong. And that's a possibility here. But I can't help but feel like this situation is much more complex than that. And I don't want to simplify it. I don't want to simplify what Kohberger did, because I think it's important to better understand what causes things like this to happen. Why do people do things like this? And if we just write it off like, oh, he's an incel, had trouble getting women, I think that's doing this case a disservice, because there's so many layers to peel back here, and there's so much more here to suggest that this was more of a complex crime than just an act of a horny guy who never could get his rocks off, And I hate to be so blunt when I say it that way, but that's the reality of the situation. That's what people are trying to boil this crime down to. They're boiling it down to Brian Kohberger never had luck with women, so he did this. It's way more complex than that. Look at Brian's education. Look at Brian's history. Look what Brian was studying to be. This is way more complex than just Brian being an incel. But maybe he was also an incel along the way. But hey, let me know your thoughts. Is he an incel, not an incel? What do you think motivated Brian to do this? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and remember, always remain opinionated.
Every single morning, I take a cannabis gummy and go for a walk. You're probably wondering how I can function it.
What's up, and welcome to My Point of View. I am your fat and opinionated host, and what if I told you that Brian Kohberger wasn't always planning on becoming a cold-blooded monster? What if I told you that Kohberger's original dream was to become the next big rap star? I know some of you are sitting there like, what in the heck is this dude talking about? Well, for a while now, I have been seeing this rap song float around online that Brian Kohberger allegedly made. Now, I couldn't verify if it was real or not, so I did not report on it up until this point. But now several media outlets have picked up on it, and it does appear that the email that was used for this SoundCloud account was the same email that was used in some of Brian Kohberger's other accounts on social media, which are verified. So, yes, it's true, ladies and gentlemen, or at least it looks that way right now, that Brian Kohberger was trying to become the next big rap star. And ladies and gentlemen, I heard one of his songs. I will never get that time back in my life. I heard it. So now you all have to listen. Let's go ahead and roll that beautiful beam footage. Pop in that Kohberger mixtape.
Just my mind is pissed and I keep running. Why is this when I hit it always running? Always gentle giant, notifying all those in our lives. And still think that I am peasant. I stuck in the future, but I'm never looking at the fucking present. Keep it up, act like you're all that. Here's a pursuit in a present. Fled from a desert, eagles going louder than my motherfucking beagle. And your life you get no sequel. Leave your love once climb like some seagulls. You are not my evil, you are, but I'm evil. Now I'm showing people.
You know what? I'm going to come out and say it. Other people will be afraid to say this, but I don't get scared. I say what I want to say on this channel. So, I'll go ahead and call it out. Brian Kohberger should have been arrested when he made this song, and if he was, we wouldn't be here today. All of this could have been prevented if they would have took Brian in when he made this song. This may just possibly be the first crime that Brian ever committed. It's not as bad as what happened in Idaho But this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. And I want to go ahead and hop into this article, which talks about this song as well. Accused University of Idaho unaliver Brian Koberger referred to himself as a devil in an angsty rap song he allegedly posted online. You are not my equal. You are evil, but I'm devil. The artist muses towards the end of Rise Up instrumental test, a track shared on SoundCloud 11 years ago under the username XR. In the wake of Koberger's arrest for the November 13th unaliving of 4 University of Idaho students, Internet sleuths pointed out the account is listed as belonging to Brian in Pennsylvania, the alleged unaliver's hometown. XR also matches the email Koberger reportedly used to make cryptic posts on internet forums about visual snow around the same period. In the song, the voice alleged to be Koberger talks about, or laments about, the same thing that disrupts my life and how I'm stuck in the future, but I'm never looking at the ever present. During one particular pretty chilling bar, the amateur rapper says, "In your life, you got no sequel. Leave your love." Oh my God! Why? It's so horrible. It's so bad. Oh, is this what I'm reduced to reading this stuff? All right. I gotta be professional here. Okay, this is a serious topic. Let's go ahead and dive back in. During one particularly chilling bar, the amateur rapper says, "End your life, you get no sequel. Leave your loved ones crying like some seagulls. Don't F with us," the final line warns. "You underestimate." Oh my God. Oh my God. Whew. Well, I mean, what is there to say to that? You all heard the snippet. How did you all feel? Are you jamming Koberger on your next trip to work? When you're out with the fellas going to grab a cold one, are you jamming Koberger on the way to the club? Ladies, are you going to jam the new Koberger mixtape when you're going out for girls' night?
Hey everyone, and hail to the fellowship. We thank you guys for tuning in. I am your nerdy Norman reviewer, the Alvin Barber, and joining me as always is the lore loyalist himself, TC, the Token Cripple.
Hello, hello.
And we're those guys. TC, today we are talking Velma. I mean, this has been controversial for a while. I feel like every time I go on YouTube, I see a video or a thumbnail with these two bitches on it.
Enemy inbound.
But honestly, I want to get your standpoint. Like, how do you feel about it? I know we're not going to cover the entire show, but we did watch the first episode. I think only 2 dropped out. I wasn't watching the second one. I just wasn't doing that. I couldn't even get through the first one. I could barely get through the first one. But yeah, how did you
put ourselves through it? Be grateful.
Yeah, but we did. We made it through. How did you feel about Velma, TC?
Earnestly, whoever came up with this idea and greenlit it, everyone involved, everyone who had any say in the show at all, should earnestly feel ashamed of themselves. And they need to get themselves submitted.
They should be embarrassed. This show is hot fucking trash. Like it's like we were talking, before we, started this, and you were saying how this show is like up there with like She-Hulk levels of cringe.
Yeah, hey, it might go after Scooby-Doo. Why Scooby-Doo? Leave Scooby-Doo the hell alone.
I know. Why hijack a beloved IP like Scooby-Doo? Race swap, what, 3 out of the 4 characters to teach a message of white man bad. White man bad, white man Nazi, white man small dick energy. Like, I'm like, wow, like, and then all the males in the show are, of course, soy boy betas. Like, they're all emasculated simps. Yeah, I was over.
This show has been around. Scooby-Doo has been around since what, the 60s?
For a very long time, yeah.
Scooby-Doo, in one form or another, has been around for 30 years before I was born. They have no freaking right. Leave Scooby-Doo the hell alone.
They should have saw that when they dropped the trailer, when HBO Max dropped the trailer. Did you watch the trailer at all? Or did you get a chance to take a look at that?
I did. And that should have been enough. I shouldn't have put myself through it. You're lucky I love you, audience.
Yeah, so let me just bring this up here. So the trailer itself, right? This is when they dropped it, and first of all, it got ratioed to shit, like just got ratioed, and then secondly, they turned off the comments. Like, that's how bad, as you can see here. That's how bad. And so they knew this is how it was going to be. Yet they did it anyway. And I'm pretty sure that Rod's
it's not like kids programming. Good. I want to know who the idiots were that gave it the 8%. It's not like it was rated as kids material. So I know with kids material, the comments turned off automatically. This was not labeled as kids material, which means the comments were dunking on it. And they were cowardly.
This show was super cringe. So the producer are one of the creators of the show, who it's pretty much a self-insert. It's Mindy Kaling. I don't know if you're familiar with Mindy Kaling. She the only thing I know her from was this show she did called The Mindy Project. It got quite a few seasons. I guess it did pretty well, but I had a girlfriend who loved that show. But so that's the only reason I even know of this person. So when I saw that she was behind this series, I'm like, okay. And then when I saw that they race swapped Velma and made her Indian, and I was just like, really? So we got, yet again, we have Hollywood checking boxes, and just watching the first episode, it gave me like weird, like pedo, like fantasy vibes. You know what I mean? Like, it was.
Yeah, I don't want to see characters from Scooby-Doo naked in the shower.
No.
Leave them alone.
Leave them alone.
Keep them in their classic outfits. Give them freaking ascot. Give Bubba her sweater. Give Shaggy his freaking green shirt, and leave it alone.
Leave it be.
And
we know Daphne's a freak, but she was a little conservative, like.
And give Daphne her freaking blue,
purple dress, something like the next day.
Leave it alone.
I guess, long story short, the original Scooby-Doo is fine. It still holds. It's still good. We don't need to redo it, reboot it. No.
Enemy counter recon
No.
observed. Ground our aircraft.
Barber, can you pull up the Scooby Natural trailer, please? Because that was a Scooby-Doo thing done right.
The Scooby Natural trailer?
Yes, Scooby Natural.
Enemy bomb incoming. Get to cover. Well, folks, this was an important day.
So I guess it's safe to say we weren't a fan of the show.
It's awful, but the jokes were horrible. The characters were freaking perverts. Shaggy isn't even Shaggy. What's his name?
Oh, Norville, I think.
Norville.
Yeah, I was not a fan.
Whoever made this should be ashamed of themselves. And everyone involved in this production should be fired today.
They should be. They should be fired today.
And plus, there's no actual murder in Scooby-Doo. It's people get trying to scare people off from property. Like, that's...
Yeah, they go all the way.
For
They go all the way with this show, in a lot of elements. You know, from little girl on girl action, and I'm like, this show is fucking perverse.
And the thing is, they're trying to make it edgy, and it's not edgy. It's slimy.
Yeah, it's inappropriate. It's nobody loves it. Nobody likes it. Okay, I brought up the Scooby Natural extended trailer.
Okay, this is the Scooby-Doo thing done right.
All right, here we go.
March 29th, the DK, the Winchesters. Give this bad boy a test run. Get animated. You're in a cartoon! I'm a cartoon! We're not just a mini cartoon. We're in Scooby-Doo. That's the freaking Scooby Gang. Dibs on that. He says this could be the start of a mystery.
Oh no! Jinkies! Swords!
Son of a dude. We can't do Scooby-Doo can die. That's not him. Not on my
Eliminate the enemy.
Take a bullet for that guy.
Stay wary. Keep your shots.
Where are you? We got some work to do now. And instead, you're Marmaduke. How? We can do so much better. Supernatural. Thursday, March 29th on the CW.
Oh man, that was fantastic.
That episode is unironically the best episode in all of Supernatural. It is fantastic. They love the source material.
That is how you show appreciation to a beloved IP. That is how it's done. That is how it's done.
This show is an insult. They have people getting their heads cut out like they were doing with Silence, for God's sake. And,
Yeah, the show is real extreme. It's
Enemy
really
recon
extreme.
aircraft in the air.
I see why there's so much backlash.
Can you tell I'm a little pissed? Just
Yeah,
a little.
I can. As you should be. You should be. People are pissed. People share your sentiments, man. Like, it's
Enemy strafing run inbound.
really just over Hollywood what they're doing right now. It's like I thought this shit.
They can't even. Why are they shitting on good ideas? They can't come up with other good ideas.
Lazy.
They can't come up with anything half as good as Scooby-Doo, so they're shitting on it.
Yep.
They need.
I could not agree more, sir. I could not agree more. So, TC, I think I already know what to give it, but I was just curious anyway.
Fucking zero. All the characters are awful. They made Fred a complete prick.
Enemy counter recon
A
aircraft
moron.
inside.
They made Shaggy not even Shaggy. They made Daphne into a bitch. And they made Velma into a freaking neurotic and yet somehow egotistical bitch, too. Zero.
None of these characters are, Mindy Kaling, the self-insert for Velma, is Indian. Apparently Daphne's portrayed as Asian. Norville's African American.
Yeah, and they made a joke about that,
Yeah, they did. The dialogue was shit.
I didn't struggle once. I didn't smile.
I didn't smile either. I did not smile either. I just had a real, like, my face the entire time was just one of confusion and bewilderment. Like, that was my constant, that was my default watching this, the first episode. And I know if that was going to be the first episode, it was definitely going to be the second episode as well. So, you know what? This show kind of reminded me, the backlash is getting is kind of reminding me of, do you remember when Santa Inc. dropped?
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. It
Only
doesn't seem like
Santa
a
Inc.
letter to it. It seems like full.
Yeah. I was going to say, only in the sense of Santa Inc. was like something, like an idea just kind of created, whereas they kind of just ruined Scooby-Doo. But I'm kind of getting those vibes. It's kind of like, HBO, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And HBO was the one that did Santa Inc.
Yep.
Jesus, the people whoever runs HBO, they have shit taste. They have shit taste, my friend.
They're making a lot of shit decisions. I can tell you that over there in Warner. I can tell you that. A lot of shit decisions.
How is it that they're canceling Henry Cavill and this show to
advance and take position?
I don't know. It's like you cancel Henry Cavill, you keep Ezra Miller, and you greenlight Velma. What's the common denominator between, all these things here?
I'll tell you what, they went full retard. That's what they get.
And as Kirk Lazarus said, you never go full retard. Chinkies. I'm giving this show a 0.
Can we make Scooby a rabbit? Can we make Scooby a rabbit pit bull so he'll eat all the faggots in the show? Like, what the fuck?
Done and done. Done and done. I wouldn't even want to ruin his sensibilities, his palate like that. They're not even worth being fucking chewed up by Scoob, to be honest. Not even worth his time.
Whoever made this show really interesting. Like,
You want to know who's behind this show? I'll show you who's behind this show. Just so you can have dreams about her anime.
I apologize for this word. This is not...
He's just very, very,
cool, but everything else I stand by.
He's hot, he's passionate, he's fired up right now, folks. He's fired up. There she is. This is Mindy Kaling over here. This is her. No, it doesn't show you. Well, you can see her, right? On the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the one who, the creator behind the show. So, You can thank her. That's Velma. That's Velma.
I'm so angry.
Alright. Well, maybe we should call it right now, just so you can. TC is hot. Alright, guys. We thank you guys for tuning in. Surely. We do ask that you share this video out there, hit that subscribe button, like it. Let us know what you think about Velma. You know, I know a lot of Scooby fans are out there.
I can't be alone.
No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. I fucking love Scooby-Doo too. I still fucking bring it up sometimes. Even Scrappy do, you know? Fucking Scrappy. Fucking puppy power. So yeah, dude, I know my Scooby-Doo. So yeah, let us know what you think. Share this video out there. Subscribe. You guys, take care.
Great work.
Bye.
Well, we still won, so I don't give a fuck.
Series, Lightning Storm. Issues 1 and 2 are available now. I promise you, the story is electrifying.
Whole episode, because it's always Marty. Marty is behind everything. And Dream Cat would also convince Cyrax to take an alt-right turn, declaring himself Marty's personal Hitler. They also got him to give the Sieg Heil little salute, demonstrating how easy it is to manipulate chance and how he holds no principle.
I am Marty. Hitler, so Marty. Say goodbye, bitch. And everybody knows that I'm not racist. Say goodbye, but this Marty, and everybody knows that I'm not racist. And I know you know what that means, bitch.
Another one of Cyrax's fake online girlfriends would be Strawberry Sunshine. That's the one who we saw in the video earlier where Cyrax threatened himself with the stylus. We're going to cover that in a little more detail right here. Marty in a new trolling plan, of course, you know, it's Marty again. And possibly a way to get Cyrax to earn money after Cyrax had rejected the Amazon deal. He thought of getting him into OnlyFans as Cyrax liked showing pictures of his penis to people. He pushed the idea through another fake online girlfriend known as Strawberry Sunshine. During a stream with Strawberry Sunshine, the fake girlfriend, and Cyrax on Marty's channel, Marty revealed that Cyrax had been sexting a retarded transsexual Cindy Lou, who is fake, which causes Cyrax to threaten suicide again, but this time with a blunt stylist. Sally comes in and is heard telling Chance to cut it out and closes the door. So in essence, Cyrax threatens to kill himself because his fake girlfriend found him sexting with a mentally handicapped transsexual.
Can you just stop deciding for a part of people? We're having a conversation.
Put the knife down, Cyrax, please. I need you to do it for me.
You see what you do to me now?
Remember your training. You make us proud.
I'm just honest about you.
You need to quit! Cyrax would then call Strawberry Sunshine a whore, causing her to break up with him. And then Cyrax would blame Marty again for this, and he proceeds to rage. He sends Marty a video of Cyrax sneaking the very same stylus that he had threatened suicide with up his ass. I'm not going to show you a picture, but it has been confirmed that it is the same stylus. So not only is Cyrax a sexual deviant, but he's also a rampant pedophile. Kate of Masshole Reports, pretending to be a 15-year-old girl named Crystal, had a talk with Cyrax, and unsolicitedly he sent her a penis picture and a masturbation video, which, keep in mind, Kate was pretending to be 15 years old at the time. Cyrax, in response, said that he thought the kid was a troll and that he didn't notice the age. It was revealed by one woman, who was a single mom, that Chance had went after, that she theorized that he had went after her because of the kids and tried to warn others, as he was always talking about how he wanted to hug and kiss the kids. During another stream, Cyrax revealed that the police had come to his house and said that he couldn't get in trouble because it was all online stuff, so he technically wasn't a pedophile. And Cyrax sticks by that claim. He claims that because it's all online stuff that he's not a pedophile. Here's the dictionary definition of a pedophile, Chance. You fit the whole fucking bill. Piece of shit. His strategy against this is to try and strike down other channels by waving around his penis and asshole and using racial slurs like the N-word on streams like Marty and Kate's, although he often fails to get the right angle and it ends up being nudity-free. Of course, in response to all of this, Cyrax would threaten Kate and her family, but keep in mind Chance can't drive a car, so he's harmless to them. Sally better be careful, though. He's fucking got his hands on Sally a couple times. When he really gets pissed off, he has no qualms about abusing an old woman who lets him live in her house. And that's where the goons come in, guys. The goons are what Chance blames all his problems on, aside from Marty, aside from Kate, the pedophile. Cyrax thinks that there are people stalking him and coming to his house based off trolling and pictures that have been posted with photoshopped images of cars and guns pointing at his house. His house has been doxxed by the trolls due to Chance's messaging of young women and pedophile hunters. One troll, written crude, has Chance thinking that he's going to visit his house and gun him down. Here's a photo, Photoshop of Rick Crew driving by Chance's house with a gun pointed at it. I'm sure this just put Chance on edge. But that's really all we have for Chance Wilkins, guys. Cyrax, he is a deplorable person. He's still a person, surprisingly, even though he doesn't look it. But, I think that it's important for people to know the real side of Chance so that they don't feel sorry for him, so that they know that it is all a manipulating tactic in order for him to get things that he wants, which are often illegal and very morally fucked. But Chance doesn't care. There's only one person Chance cares about, and it's himself, because he thinks that he's the greatest thing on the face of this earth. And maybe that is the only thing that keeps him holding on, is the delusion that he's going to get somewhere and make it and not just sit in his grandmother's house until she passes and he has to go to a group home. Despite how funny it is to watch Cyrax rage and melt down and knowing that he all deserves it, we gotta keep in mind that this isn't a lol cow, this is a horror cow. So it's kind of a different kind of product. You know, you guys are gonna hear some messed up stuff when you jump into the Cyrax verse. There's some messed up people involved, Chance especially, but there's also some good people who I think meme on the situation and really don't try to hurt Chance, but at least let the world know about all the horrible stuff he does. So I have a lot of respect for him. And I'd like to shout a couple of them out. Classic Games Canada CGC 6.2. It is an absolute shame that he does not have more subscribers, but his channel got deleted recently, guys, so go show him some love, because he really is a channel with just amazing content. For real, it is absolutely amazing. He's a great editor. I have a lot of respect for Classic Games Canada. I'd also like to shout out the unofficial Cyrax archive, because that's just a great place to catch up on Chance. Skull Kid Productions controlled Chance, but it wasn't very malicious. And I think that's going to cover it. Music Biz Marty got his channels taken down recently, so there's no real way to view any of his content. But that's all I have for you guys. Thank you to all those creators, and thank you guys for watching. I know this is probably not a very easy watch, but I think it's important, because if you see this guy, you shouldn't feel any sympathy for him. He's an absolute monster.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back, and today we got some news stories from DSP. So I guess the $100 gin shot is not just a Christmas thing anymore. It's any time. If you want to give $100 to Phil, he will take a gin shot. Phil, you're just doing everything that we apparently claimed you did, that you said were not true. You're doing it out in the open now. You're doing every single thing we accused you of, Phil. Oh, Phil. So he got a $100 tip today, and he decided to do a shot of gin. And then we also had the old dark side Phil come out with his racial humor. And also, he gets confused about how to wear a beret. By the way, that is not a beret. That looks like an old man golf cap. But Phil never changes. So I'm going to put the clips up here. I hope we enjoy it, and I'll see you on the other side.
Let me guess, I hope you get $100 for that shot. I mean, that was, I think that was a joke. I'm pretty sure Ronnie wasn't serious about giving me $100 tonight if I would do a shot of whale-tailed gin. If I did get a $100 tip tonight, I would do it. I would
Let's
not
go!
Eliminate the enemy team. If you get a $100 tip tonight, if I did get it, I would
Move out, take position. Enemy in, you have the momentum.
Ronnie, you weren't serious with a $100 tip. I didn't think you were. I said, okay. Well, I didn't think you were serious about it. I thought you were messing around. Your brother here was like, yeah, I think Ronnie gets ahead of himself a little bit. He has to calm down. You didn't hear what he said. I got it. Ronnie, wouldn't you understand that I think you're joking? I don't think you're serious. You're going to do a single shot of gin.
Enemy recon aircraft observed.
If someone were to do that during the Christmas marathon, only one person, I felt it was because it was the holiday, and they were someone was just being nice. It's not like a regular thing, you know what I'm saying? I'd be shocked if someone did it to me. I think we're trying to josh it. If a $100 tip comes through, I'll go get it. Wow, I think I think I might have missed the tip. Oh my god. I'll check in a second. Alright, are you ready? I'm gonna take a look at this. This is really ridiculous. He did it. Ronnie, you're insane. Ronnie, you're nuts. Ronnie took me $100 because it's the Dutch brother Tate the wheel kill. You're crazy. Why would you I mean, thank you. You are nuts. Alright, Dutch bros.
Enemy bomb incoming. Get to cover.
I certainly wasn't expecting to do that. Obviously, you know. And now I'm going to get it. I like the channel. I think the channel is of course. Imagine that. Imagine it takes you 1 2 hours to get that like one shot. That'd be pretty late. But in the meantime, you guys don't have to vote on the channel. Unless I don't think you have to because you know, Jill's wearing a beret. So would you like me to wear a beret tonight, or do you want to vote? What do you guys think? Reggie did a super chat, says, why don't you vote for this? Good content for your channel. Love your butt. Why don't I talk to Destiny?
Enemy recon aircraft observed.
Some people are saying do the vote. A lot more people are saying do the beret. Jill's saying do the beret. Okay. Anyway, let's get Reggie. Alright, do you want to know my honest opinion on this? And I've been telling you, I've been talking to you guys fair shake or whatever. And I went back and forth with him for a little bit, and everything was actually sounding good. And then I said, well, before I...
With Asana, everything falls into place. Try it for free.
Hi. Is it too early to return these diet resolutions?
Before I commit to anything, I want to do research on these people who are interested in interviewing me. So I did some research on all of them, on everyone who was interested in interviewing me. I told you I even looked at Mr. Patoker and all of them, all right? And I watched 3 different interviews that Destiny performed, including the LTG interview, all right? I do not like the way Destiny interviews people, and here's why. It's not really like he's not disrespectful, all right? It's nothing like that. It's that for some weird... Why is my camera doing this? So here's what I don't like about how Destiny interviews people. I don't know if the guy has this weird, like... I don't know if he has a thing going on, but basically, like, he's interviewing people, and he's fucking playing games, right? He's like, here's this interview we're gonna do, and he has, like, a game on the screen, and he's, like, a gameplay, and he's playing it as he interviews you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he is interviewing, and he's asking questions pertinent, but it's like they also, like, there's a game. Like, what are you doing? I thought this was an interview. Like, I thought this was, you are interviewing someone. People are watching to get the interview. Why is there a game on the screen? And every interview I saw, he does this. He always has another game on the screen. And I don't know if it's something with him, like, he has a tick where he has to have a game on when he's on a stream or something, or if it's, I don't know if it's his shtick, but I couldn't stand it. I was like, I don't want to be on a show where the whole point of me being, let's say, on his show would be to be interviewed.
Classic right there, man. Classic beach. Can't beat the classic, man.
Time to show what you're made
I don't feel any different now than I did back then.
Line them up.
The only difference now is that I have a name to me, and that's it. I'm still the same dude that I was 10 years ago. Still the same dude. To you guys, I may be a low cow. That may be true. I may be a low cow to you guys. Fuck man 32. Yeah, I may be a low cow to you guys, but you want to know something? I'm taking that shit and turning it around.
We have fire superiority.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I doubt he is. I highly doubt that motherfucker is gonna show. Supposedly he's supposed to show the fucking fight, man. And that is the case, so guess what? That's just the icing on the cake for today, ain't it? Y'all get a free show of me knocking him out. Or at least the aftermath of knocking him out. So, yeah. So if he does show up, he shows. If not, whatever. If he shows up here, yeah, I'll face him. If that little boy shows up here, I will face him. But I highly doubt he's going to. Because it's too much of a fucking chicken shit to roll up. That dude's too much of a chicken shit to roll up. I mean, you guys saw how he is. The guy hides behind the screen like a punk. That's all he knows how to do. Like I said, whether he shows or doesn't show, it ain't no skin off my back. If he shows, he shows. What to do? I get to kick some random dude's ass that's fucking me for 5 years. If he doesn't show, oh well, he doesn't fucking show and I can go about my day. Either way, it's all good. I'm about to hop off here and chill for a bit. I will catch you guys later today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your morning, rest of your afternoon, evening, night, wherever you guys are at. I fucking love you guys. And yeah, As I always say, man, stay humble, stay positive. Fuck the trolls, fuck Marty, fuck Glory Hole, and fuck the bullying, dude. It's stupid shit. And yeah, I will catch you guys later, man.
Attention, take
Look,
position.
guys, I'm out, y'all.
They're breaking their backs.
Peace.
Stay wary. Pick
Has
yourself.
Cyrax turned over a new leaf? Will Sally not get abused anymore? Will William Gloryhole actually show the fight chance? Find out all these answers right now, because William did show up at Chunky's house, and Chance pulled the classic Cyrax maneuver. He ring me hit. There wasn't even a confrontation with Sally. Nothing happened. But William did show up. He kept his word. And that's going to do it for our time in the Cyrax Shack today. Thank you guys for stopping by. It was honestly a privilege to be able to share my beautiful home with you. Maybe someday I'll show you guys what's in the basement. Who knows? Have a nice day. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Just thank you. You guys blow me away with your support every time. Keep it cute.
They come from this way, you're facing him, shot at him, stop right here. Bam, 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 bam.
Cops is filmed on location as it happens. All suspects will be guilty in a court of law.
Thanks for checking out the stream. I appreciate it, by the way.
Yes, ma'am. I need police officers out to my house. 339 Lloyd Street. 339 Wood Street? Lloyd. Okay.
Care package descending. Protect cities on searching for targets.
Yeah, exchange river. Hi. I was just outside smoking cigarettes.
Hey, how's it going? Who are you to see? Okay, you just want to go inside the house and talk?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
But,
Alright, what can we do for you guys?
well, we got a phone call right before we sat down to eat dinner.
Okay.
And someone called my phone with the number and asked for it.
Okay.
They said they're like, they kind of like worked a little bit with me. I was like, you know, like, what's your name? For this person, I was like, alright, you know, like, what's your name? Then I could know, you know, what what's going on. But they basically sat there and said, because me and her are in the process of trying to get her daughter back from her ex.
Okay.
So, like, they were like, oh, you know, your fiance has, they were like, oh, you know, Heather's a trash mother, you know, she abandoned her kid, you know, that this you did on this dude, that was crap, blah, blah. And then this is exactly what you're a trash parent, you go to kill yourself.
Okay.
So
they called your phone to talk to him, and he talked bad about you.
Yeah, and then I called him back. He didn't know it was me. He thought it was him.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to get you.
About to get you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Recon searching for targets.
Okay. Do you have any personal beef with her ex?
Not personally, but I know she doesn't personally himself. Correlation, practically, he has beef with Juggalo John, who lives out here, lives 4 blocks from here, and supposedly lives 4 blocks from here, and he's just been going back and forth, he's been going back and forth now.
How does Juggalo John have your phone number?
We don't know.
It's been, my ex gave it out. The moment I got it changed, I gave it to her because we were still in a good talking place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after me and her fell out, she gave my number out.
Okay, so what do you need from us tonight? Do you want to do a report on Juggalo or...
They want to see the prosecutor and they need...
Okay. And you guys don't know if... You have suspicion, but you don't know for...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, she does have a number.
Sure.
Okay, I put in what I could...
Okay. What is your name, brother?
Hogwarts Legacy continues to climb the charts. I've talked about how the game is #1 on Steam and #1 on PlayStation 5. Well, now it's not quite #1, but it's #2 on Xbox. So now it's dominating every platform that it's coming out for. Steam, PS5, and now Xbox Series S and X. Which is hilarious. This is funny to me. It's killing it. It's doing really good. Why is this happening? A lot of it has to do with the crybabies. There's a lot of people out there very upset that this game is coming out. They want you to boycott it. So you gotta stand with it. You gotta be part of the group. You gotta boycott it.
Remember your training. Make us proud.
In fact, I'm so tired of your crying that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy the game. Even if I don't like Harry Potter. But you know there's a lot of people doing it. A lot of people are buying this game just because people that whine and cry all the time don't want you to buy it. And I think it's funny because it just shows that people are just tired of the BS. They're sick of it. So this game is now on the top spot for the best-selling game list for Steam. CSGO is higher in revenue, but it's a free-to-play title. Hogwarts Legacy is listed on Amazon as a top-selling game on PS5 right now, ahead of the upcoming Dead Space remake, which is pretty interesting. Hogwarts Legacy is listed on Amazon as the #2 seller on Xbox Series XS, behind only Modern Warfare 2. I think all of this is hilarious. One exception on Hogwarts Legacy's dominance is Switch, where it's listed as just the 33rd best-selling game on Switch on Amazon, behind dozens of other titles. The reason for this, though, it's not coming out until July 25th. So, will this game sell well on Nintendo? I don't have an answer for that. because by the time July 25th rolls around, everyone will already have played this game dozens of times over. And, you know, we'll know if it's a good game or not, actually, by then, because then actual people will have reviewed it. Like I've stated before in other videos, you're really going to have to wait for the reviews to come out on this one from regular people, because journalists are all going to give this game a bad review. No one's going to give this game an honest review. Because, unless it comes out and they all say it's good, but I'm going to be really raising my eyebrow to this game if it gets bad reviews, because it's like, well, how can I trust your integrity? You're a games journalist, so you already have low integrity in my eyes. Why should I trust your bad review of this game? Because all of you are activists. All of you are trying to work your way up into a more lucrative field, and you're doing that through activism or ass kissing. A lot of the times, look at how many of the IGN staff have found themselves over in Sony offices. I mean, it speaks for itself. People are all bums. They're all low integrity. They're all sellouts. They're all fake. You can trust any of them. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Now, the game is doing well, but because it's doing so well, now there's backlash against the people that work on the game. Simon Pegg is going to be playing somebody related to Sirius Black. I don't know yet. Nigel is Black, so he's going to be playing a Sirius Black ancestor. And because of that, he's getting a ton of backlash. And it's not just him. There's others. So here's what some people are saying to him, which is, this is so stupid. It's like the guy's just taking work. So after this news broke, fans commented on the matter, many believing this to be a bad look for Simon Pegg. Others are hoping that he signed on before Rowling's views were made public, since game development takes time. No, he probably signed up not caring because he wants to make money, and I don't have a problem with that. Who gives a shit? The guy's just trying to get money. He's trying to get paid. But no, you're not allowed to do that. You got to stand with these people that literally eat cans of cat food because they're so broke. All these people that are bitching about this game are probably never going to buy it anyway. Because one, how many of them actually have a PC that can run it, or a PS5? Now, I think, the Xbox Series S is pretty affordable, actually. So maybe that one. I don't know. Even that's still like $200 or $300. You can buy a lot of cat food with that money. Supporting a folks' work that keeps her relevant in the media is bad, actually, Simon. Really ashamed of yourself.
My boy had some grenades, that's for sure.
So he's getting backlash, and the guy that, I don't know, he's doing the voice for one of two playable characters. Maybe he's doing the main character's voice. I don't know, this guy was getting a lot of shit. Sebastian Croft. I don't know anything about this person. I do know that he's come out and apologized for working on it. I was casting this project over 3 years ago, when all Harry Potter was to me was a magical world that I grew up with. This was long before I was aware of J.K. Rowling's views. I know now far more than I did 3 years ago. I'm sorry if I hurt anyone with this announcement. So this guy is coming out and bending the knee immediately. Like, I really think the best response when people draw up and try to hurt you is no response. Just ignore them. Either ignore them or you clown. Because now, if you take more work in the future and they don't like it, you're going to have to apologize again. Now, as far as I know, Simon Pegg hasn't said shit. That's the best response. Just to say nothing. Nothing. And nip it in the bud there. So this guy, now you're going to have to get approval for every job you take. Smart move. Articles like this keep rolling out. This is from Metro, posted on Sunday. My moral dilemma with Hogwarts Legacy. It's a reader's feature. So someone's like, I don't know, should I buy this game? I don't like J.K. Rowling. No, don't buy the game then. It's not a dilemma. You either stand with your morals and your values, or you don't. There's no well, I kind of want to play it because I like Harry Potter, but I'm really against J.K. Rowling. Well, then don't play the game. Don't buy the game. Don't buy any other Harry Potter stuff. Again, it's really not that hard. It's not a moral dilemma. Don't buy it then. You don't have to buy. No one's put a gun to anyone's head saying you have to buy this game. What people don't like is when you tell other people they have to abide by your shit. They don't like that, and they're responding in kind by making this the highest selling game ever. Well, at least of 2023. Man, it's so wild to me. I love that it's selling well. I think that it's hilarious. I think it's absolutely hilarious.
We got the win.
Selling so well. The response
Hell yeah.
is beautiful. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear from you in the comments. Throw a like up if you would. Share the video. Go ahead and smash that subscription button. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumbles and my Locals. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also,
I'm running the new macOS Ventura, but what's this? The old clutter, those unsorted apps.
Domination.
I want to give up to Velma. Now, one of the worst rated shows of all time. This meme has been floating around. Dragon Ball Evolution, 2.6 out of 10 overall TV. Velma, it's a 1.7 out of 10. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the worst shows of all time. Now, a lot of people are pointing out with this meme that there's shows that are actually rated worse. And I get that.
I hate those guys.
Everyone knows Dragon Ball Evolution is an awful show. And the fact that Velma is lower than that, people instantly realize how bad the show really is. That's the point of the meme. Yes, there's worse shows, but come on, it's Velma. Now, there might be worse shows, but Velma's right there with them. This makes Velma one of the worst shows of all time. It's up there with some of the worst garbage ever produced by man. And that's an achievement, that you can make something so bad that goes into that category. Try to do something. So Mindy deserves some credit for Mindy's show. Now, what's even funnier is it's not even 1.7 anymore. Now it's 1.5. I think new episodes of this just dropped. I think it did. I think we got some new episodes now. I would tell you to go watch it for yourself and see how bad it is, but I don't recommend that. It's such a bad show. I would just take people's word for it. If you want to watch it, go ahead. I'm not trying to stop you. Do whatever you want. But I'm telling you, this is one of the most dog shit shows I've ever seen. It's really bad. So you got this. The audience score still pretty damn bad. It's not getting any better with what's been going on. It's at 7%. It's dropped from 8. The critics score is not going up. And what's funny about this is all of the damage control for this show. People saying that, this is all trolls and racist. But it's like, well, how do you discount the critics giving it a bad score? They're just mad that they're not more in line. People are being a little bit more radical. Or are they? I think that a 1-star rating is actually pretty appropriate for the show. It's dog shit. It has no redeeming qualities. If it had any redeeming quality at all, I would say, okay, you get 2 or 3, but no, the show is complete shit. I mean, it is one of the most dog shit piles of trash I've ever seen. So I think a 1 star, even a half star, is pretty appropriate. No stars is impossible, but they don't let you do that. So you gotta give it 1. I guess just for existing. But there you go with Velma. There's also been stuff that came out. I find this funny. Cosmos Book News is a great article here about Mindy and her attitude. Hopefully you noticed my Velma is South Asian, she told the crowd in New York City. The first look was unveiled. People freak out about it. I don't care. whole article about her talking about how she doesn't give a shit, she can do what she wants with it. This is not the classic Velma, even though it's being sold as a prequel to the actual series. It's funny to me. But you want to know what's even more funny is the fact that apparently, at least CBR is claiming, that Velma is getting a season 2. Now, they're going off very little for this, but they actually, I gotta give it to them, got something right here. It's in the EIDR, which is the Entertainment Identifier Registry. A second season of HBO Max's adult Scooby-Doo prequel series Velma appears to have been confirmed. And that's because apparently it's been registered with the EIDR, and you have to be given that ability from them if you own it, basically. So Warner is out here prepping up a season 2. Now, I think it's a little early to say that this is true, because number one, animation is expensive, and Will Zaslav approved season 2. I don't even know if they would take this up to him, but that's where we're at right now with Velma. I really don't see a season 2 happening, because I think this show is going to have a huge drop-off. In fact, there's no indicators that this show is doing well with ratings. Because as people have pointed out, if you remember, not that long ago on Twitter, they pointed out that they were trying to spin this show, saying, oh, it's one of the biggest premieres ever, it's doing extremely well, it's HBO's biggest trending show. There's no numbers in this at all to prove that the show is the hit that they claim it is. They're being sued. Warner Brothers Discovery being sued for inflating HBO Max subscriber numbers by 10 million users. Now, I want to point out this is a lawsuit, but it is a real thing that happens. They have been accused of this. So they're trying to make things sound better to their shareholders. They say, hey, we got all these people here, we got millions of people, it's way better than it is. When these companies come out and say, you know, we had the best show ever, these numbers were amazing, the very stunning and brave, best thing ever here, you can't just take it at their word, because there's nothing really to stop them from lying about it. The only way we know for sure is when third parties come out with their numbers, like Nielsen, the other, like Safra TV, I think that's what it's called. There's other outlets that measure this and put those numbers out. They're trustworthy to an extent. Warner Brothers is not. There's nothing to stop them from saying that something was big, just so they can make a buck. And, you know, it's all about numbers and money. They want to keep shareholders happy. So, when they come out and say, oh, Velma is the most trending series, Velma is the most watched, or had a high premiere, what does that even mean? Like, is it the highest premiere ever? Highest premiere for animation? You know, we don't know. Is it even a highest premiere anything? We'll know when the numbers come out. And they'll be out in a week or two. It takes time to get them. So, that's where we're at with Velma. But they're saying that they're making a season 2, and it would be hilarious if they do, just to make fun of this show, because potentially on the verge of another back moment here. So if they bring this show back, and we get numbers to follow, it'll be fun to see just how low it can go. Because I don't think a lot of people are going to stick around for this show, because the show is legit terrible. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Do you think Velma is the worst series of all time? Let me know. Also, do you think season 2 is true? Do you think they're really going to move forward with that? Let me know. Also, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel as well. Check out my Rumble and Locals, hit that notification bell, throw a like up if you will, and I'll see you on the next one.
Anti-aircraft bursts commenced.
Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with them. Also, it's a good place to catch all my content. Don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.
Capturing Baker. Enemy capturing Charlie. Coordinates confirmed. Firing on target. Enemy capturing Charlie. They're taking Charlie. Charlie is lost. Throwing stun grenade. Capturing Baker. You need cover. Enemy strafing run inbound. Baker is out. Capturing Baker. They're capturing Baker. They're taking Baker. Dropping a stun bomb. They're capturing Baker.
Fuck.
Enemy recon aircraft observed. They're taking Baker. Recon aloft. We have eyes in the sky. Enemy contacted. Able. They're capturing Baker. Able is lost. Enemy recon aircraft observed. They're taking Baker. They're capturing Baker. Firing division artillery. Enemy bomb incoming. Get to cover. Taking Baker. They're taking Baker. Lost B. Incoming enemy artillery. Get to cover. It's a massacre. What the hell happened?
Oh, this is an 80-pound wheel of hard junk. I actually...
Hello and welcome back. I sat down and watched the first 2 episodes of Velma, so you don't have to, and I will not be watching any more. So I'm finding it hilarious right now. It's very rare critics and fans are in agreement, but this is getting absolutely roasted, and there's a handful of people blaming review bombing and misogyny and all of the buzzwords. And no, it's just terrible. Like, this show feels like it was written by AI. The humour is bad, and I mean that. The humour, that's the big standout here. The jokes are not funny. It's that meta-human. Oh, gee, I'm glad there's not 2 shirtless plumbers around. You know, funny porn vibe, which is just bizarre. There's no Scooby-Doo in it, because they don't actually have the rights to Scooby-Doo. So there's a whole thing. Where do we start with this show? Velma is portrayed as a South Asian American. Okay, she is bisexual. That's literally her only character traits. She has no real character other than some mummy issues and blaming herself for her disappearance, and it's just ridiculous. Fred has been reduced, like every white male in every piece of television cinema right now, to a moron who does absolutely nothing. And then we have Shaggy, who has been race swapped and portrayed as an emasculated black guy, and I find that deeply troubling. Seriously. And Daphne has been race swapped to East Asian American, and honestly, she's just a girl vibe, and it just doesn't wash. This show doesn't wash. The writing is terrible. The characterization is terrible. It's not funny. And it falls into this very toxic space. And honestly, and I say this with complete, and it's very rare I would say this show, like, there is an undercurrent to this show that just makes my brain melt. Like, there is this undercurrent towards everyone, and I'm not the only person picking this out. Whether the character is black, Asian, white, whatever, there is this weird undercurrent and stereotyping throughout the show, which is uncomfortable. Also, the sexualization of 15-year-olds. This show is embarrassing, and I mean that. I mean, literally, like, on Wikipedia, reception of the series has been mixed, reportedly a 53% approval rating from 19 critics. I mean, it's just such a bizarre way to do an adult Scooby-Doo, and I think the myth is, and I saw some sorry, quoting without your name, but along the lines of, adult cartoons don't have to be crass, they don't have to be rude, they don't have to be swearing, and they don't have to be just reductive. They can deal with adult topics and not be fart jokes. And I'm using that as a synonym for something else because I don't want to get this video banned. I mean, a lot of people compared it to the Harley Quinn series, and I do have some. It actually did this better. I mean, even Variety can show irrelevant to a fault. I mean, even like some people praise the art style, some people are praising the look, and it's just like self-aware slog is another quote, and I have never genuinely seen anything so bad in my life. I say this, Mindy should stick to the Mindy Project. That's not the reason I like her, and I don't like her after making this show. I mean, this is one review that I found really interesting. Jinkies, this radical reworking of Blood Mystery Team has plenty of attitude and style, but it doesn't have a clue how to turn this clear injection into fun. Like, who thought this was a good idea? Like, there is a great book. It's called Meddling Kids. Meddling Kids book, and you'll find it. It's kind of an adult, slightly strangery things take on Scooby-Doo, and that does it so well, and it's so well written. This is not funny. This is not funny, it's not interesting. The meta-humor doesn't wash very well. I mean, IMDb has got 1.7 out of 10. 1.7 out of 10. I mean, it's the second lowest rated series produced by HBO since Santa's Inc. I'm just putting this one out there. Like, this is just... Like, they could have done this. They could have done a decent, interesting take on Scooby-Doo. But fans of Scooby-Doo want Scooby-Doo. We don't want toxic. That's the best way to describe it. We don't want this toxic reflection of love. But I watched it through and I just sat in disbelief, thinking, this was written by AI. The jokes aren't funny. When it's trying to be funny, it's even worse. And the meta-humor doesn't wash. Portrayals are, I hate this word with a passion, but it's the best way I've got, because I'm trying to think of words that don't get me banned on this app. problematic with big fat air quotes. I mean, this is hot garbage. No one's review bombing it. No one cares about it. They just hate it because it's terrible. I'm gonna try and find out more about the making of this, but I get the feeling the show's gonna be quickly buried because that's what's gonna happen. They'll probably have the whole series and then very quickly there'll be no making of or anything. But this is just bad. From start to finish, within the first 2 minutes, I thought, oh god, what is this? I thought this was a good idea. Why not just make a grown-up Scooby-Doo? Why not just make Scooby-Doo? And now they've cancelled the kids' Scooby-Doo show, so I have feelings that this won't last very long. And I know this is a bit absurd, but seriously, who thought this as a concept, as a creation, as something else was a good idea? Who wrote this garbage? My God. I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't know it would be as bad as it turned out to be.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know. How would they know?
Hidden Valley Ranch makes pizza extra.
So we have Andrew Callahan. He responded. He made a new YouTube channel to talk about it. It's got like 300 people. Now it's got 5 people. This is his response. He made it 45 minutes ago. He had put it up on his channel. Here, and even said, right here, he said, I apologize for my sound and everything going on. I appreciate it if you watched the recent video. We posted one. Okay. So, let's see what he has to say.
Firing primary battery.
Never thought I'd make a video like this. Never thought I'd make a video like this, but I think there's an important conversation to be had, and I just want to be fully accountable.
I'm just gonna go back to Team Deathmatch.
All of you guys. So I'd like to start by thanking every single person who's came out in the past week to speak about different ways in which my behavior has made them feel uncomfortable or pressured during a sexual situation, and to people who said that I've made unwanted advances and had a hard time with rejection. I'm sure this was not easy to do. It's never easy to speak out, and it was hard for me to hear as well, because to be honest with you, up until this point, I didn't even really realize that I had this pattern that had affected multiple people. I'd also like to apologize for my silence. I think that when this stuff first came out, I was in a state of denial and shock. I was, just riding the high from my movie that just came out, and then within 48 hours, I was denounced by my closest collaborators, and my name was printed in 40 different news outlets next to the words sexual misconduct, and I just kind of spiraled into a mental health crisis. I'm okay now, but I don't really think this is about me. This is about the people that I've affected. So I just want to express my complete sympathy, respect, and support for anyone who I've done wrong by. And I really want to do better and be fully accountable for everything that I've done. So that being said, I want to make a few things clear. I've always taken no for an answer. As far as consent, I've never overstepped that line. But I think I want to have a more nuanced and important conversation about power dynamics, pressure, and coercion. Because, like I said, I think for a long time, I was behaving in a way that I actually thought was normal. I thought that going home from the bar alone made you a loser. I thought that persistence was a form of flattery. And I thought that, if at first somebody was reluctant, they're playing hard to get, just try harder. And if you think someone's feeling you, make a physical advance and see if they go with it. And I think that, especially I realized when so many young people, especially young men, rushed to defend me when this stuff first started coming out, that this type of sex pest behavior is normalized. And a lot of people think this stuff is normal. I don't think that it is. And I think that I want to be fully responsible for not having a fluid understanding of consent and what enthusiastic two-way consent looks like. That being said, a lot of the things that have been said online.
Okay, so I'm trying not to do too much reacting to it until I finish listening to the whole thing. So far, so this is obviously going to be a tough conversation. So far, I understand where he's coming from, and I think he got it 100% correct when it comes down to this. This is what we talked about a lot, is that I don't think Andrew Callahan, and listen, like, I've been really thinking about this for the past few days, and I've been trying not to be too assertive about my opinion on it, and I've always continuously said we need to listen to potential victims, and also we're innocent until we're guilty. But those are things that we need to maintain. It's good to listen and stew on it. From seeing what the other women had said about him and really thinking about it, I don't think that Andrew Callahan actively tried to sexually assault any girl, or actively tried to put a girl in a situation where they felt like they couldn't say no. But I do think that he may have still done that unintentionally. We're constantly talking about how a lot of people get their education for sexual health or for sex through like porn, which teaches people like the incorrect way to go after women. It teaches men to be too aggressive and to take aggression, as well as society teaching people to be very persistent even when they get a no. There's also an issue of, I think, men and women communicate a little bit differently. Men tend to be very direct, and they only really respond well to being direct towards them, whereas women, I would say, are more emotionally intelligent and can kind of read between the lines better. And I remember the first girl, I remember she said that, like, she kept saying no, and then she said, I kept making excuses, was actually what I believe she said. And to her, an excuse could be, for instance, if they're on the couch, and he's like, hey, do you want to go into the bedroom? And she's like, no, I'd rather stay here. To a man, especially a younger man, that just means like, oh, maybe we'll have sex on the couch. To a woman, that is like, hey, let's not do it. And we need to do a good job on both sides for women to be more direct. And then men being more emotionally intelligent. And we should talk about explicit consent. Do you want to have sex with me? You can say no. Those are really good words to say, especially with somebody that's in like a power dynamic scenario. Just because you're a man that has money and wealth doesn't mean that like any interaction you have with somebody is inherently bad or weaponizing your power dynamic. But you should be careful and be like, there's nothing wrong with being like, hey, we don't have to do anything. We're cool. Those are the small things create like a really comfortable environment. Enthusiastic consent's a really good thing to start teaching people. It's not something that has historically been really super valued. I will tell you, I've had sex with women when I wasn't enthusiastically consenting. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I understand where he's coming from. I don't think that he is a predator, is where I'm getting at. I think that I don't mean that he should get away with it scot-free. I don't know what punishment you would have, and we're only halfway through the video, so there might be more. So far, like, I wouldn't denounce Andrew Callahan as a person that should have his entire career destroyed over this. I don't think that he's intentionally trying to destroy anybody or hurt anybody. When it comes to the second girl, like, and these were the two most credible people, the two women that came forward. You know, she described a scenario where they went out, consensually hooked up the first time, and then afterwards she didn't like him, she thought he was weird, etc., and then he asked her to go out on a date. And she's like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go on the date, because he'll be free food, but she didn't like him. And so immediately, from his perspective that doesn't know her, one of two things could happen. Maybe she was actually interested and she decided no. But, you know, she's shown interest by going on the date. And then they go on the date, and it's like, oh, you want to sex me? She's like, no. And then she's like, well, he's trying to play like the fuckboy game. Can you give me a ride home? And then they're in the car, and he starts like feeling up on her, and she's like, I don't want this. And, you know, there's just this overly persistence that's absolutely wrong, and we don't know the exact story that's on there. But like these are all the combination of bad conversations around consent in society, in both directions. Men need to be more aware, and women need to be more assertive. And I know I'm not trying to victim blame, but you need to communicate yourself accurately and say, I absolutely do not want this. And we don't know exactly what happened those nights. One of those women may have done that, the other girl, and he may have just continuously pushed the boundary because he thought she was just playing hard to get. You know, the other girl seemed to be less direct. It's just like the unfortunate reality is everybody needs to be as safe as possible. And, you know, you feeling uncomfortable and not wanting to say no, you still need to say no unless there's like a legitimate threat on you. Ultimately, this falls down to a failure on Andrew Callahan. I don't want to get twisted and seem like I'm blaming these women, because ultimately this falls onto a failure of him. But it's a failure that a lot of men probably engaged in. And I don't think I have. But I don't know. And that's like the scariest part about it. I don't think I've ever put a woman in a position like that. I think I've always been very clear about being able to say, like, you don't have to do this. But when I was a young guy, 20 years old, 21 years old, I don't know how pushy I might have been. And, like, you know, it's something that stresses me out. I don't know. You know? And I know I've never ever wanted to put a woman in a situation where they felt like threatened or anything, but I don't know. I've never
9 and
never
5,
raped
baby.
A woman. But is there like a scenario where
9 and
I've
6.
put a woman in an uncomfortable situation? Like, I just don't know. You know? So I think that, you know, maybe I have a very male perspective on this topic because I'm a man. But like, I think the most important thing is moving forward, we have these conversations because I wouldn't want, you know, I wouldn't want you as a young man watching this to make the same mistake Andrew did, and potentially a lot of young other men have, or older men have, that didn't even realize they made the wrong choice. You know? You know? So it's a tough topic. Ultimately, I don't think that he's like a criminal. You know, and it's not for me to forgive, but I'm just telling you right now, and we're going to finish the video, so something might change, but it's Andrew Callahan's not somebody that I'm going to stay away from content-wise. And, you know, I know that some people might think I'm an asshole and a piece of shit for that. You know, we have conversations about, like, what it means to reform, and we have conversations about reforming literal murderers every day. And I think based on Andrew's situation, where it seems like he has pressured women, but didn't realize he was pressuring women, I don't think that he's somebody that's beyond any level of redemption. You know? As long as he moves forward and does better. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. And you don't have to agree with me, and that might even make you not want to engage my content, I understand. But that's like how I feel. And I don't want to like shy away from that. But at the same time, I don't want to be somebody who just like virtue signals and says like, no, Andrew Callahan's banned forever. Like, I just don't want to be that. I feel like a lot of people do that. They just take the side that's considered more socially palatable. And because it's safe. And like, I know it's not the same perspective, but fuck it, man. Like, it's sad. It's just sad because you know what? This just sucks, man. This whole situation is definitely terrible.
Alright, guys. That's going to be the stream for now. But thanks for joining if you did. And I'll see you guys again some other time for some more Call of Duty. So have a wonderful rest of your week, day, or whatever. And yeah.